Well, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's now go back onto there.
It would be nice to find an open source alternative to Zoom.
Okay, so gotta find out. See, this is what drives me insane.
There we are.
Gotta find a new
Live stream view.
I gotta close out that window and find I can't just go to the dashboard and see the stream running.
Really?
I have to.
It doesn't have a dashboard anymore.
I have to go to the live control room and then click on the live button and hit the live dashboard and like, you know what I mean?
So the good news is we're back. Can you hear us, Tony? Other than Rocco?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should all be present again now.
All right.
Yeah,
Dave,
it's all good.
Dave, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome. We're just testing stuff out and talking, dude. Weirdest Big Things live ever. I love it. It is the weirdest one ever. I've never done a thing like.
Impromptus are always the best.
All right, so
Just do more, Rocco. It's fun.
there's the link, Dave, or anybody else who wants to join in and just chat, because
Get your rear in here, Serge.
I wasn't expecting to do a actual stream. I was just expecting this to test things out, but
That's around for 5 or 10 minutes, yeah.
this was, hey, it's all good.
Well, Steam is playing up because I've now got 20 hours for Rocket League to download.
Good.
I think we'll change sources for that.
Twitch is probably losing its mind, me starting and stop.
And you're going to get about 15 emails from Restream.io saying, oh, fantastic stream. You did 2 minutes.
I don't think I got a Twitch notification.
You should have. You should have.
What's the challenge on this one? That's awesome.
You watching? You.
Keeping the stream going.
Adam says he on Twitch. He says, "I feel like I'm watching a behind-the-scenes show." This is not. This is. Yes, you are. This is exactly what happens behind the scenes. I can't believe this is not working. How do we get this working?
And that's normally 2 minutes before we go live.
Yep.
Hey, Dream Wolf.
Right, let's see if London's any quicker. Click OK. Oh. Hey, what? Oh, no, I don't want to restart stream. Stupid machine.
But
I can see the difference in your face now. It's beaming because you know you can stream anything now.
the wheels are just turning, Silent. The wheels are just turning.
So happy.
No, you don't understand. I am so happy I got that worked out with Rocket League, because I would love to just. I mean, I'll be streaming some Rocket. I can guarantee you that.
I saw your test streams of it, and it was really bad.
Terrible, especially and that was on a 1080, but even with a 1080, it should have been way better than that.
On a 970, it would be better than that.
Dave.
Good afternoon, sir.
What up?
Just sitting in Franklin, Kentucky in a truck.
There you go. Hey, we're just sitting here, just messing things up with Jammy. Zeb, can we blame Serge for that?
Oh, most definitely. Even if it's not his fault.
Or me. I kind of suggested it.
Yeah, well, shh, don't worry about that. We'll blame Serge.
Serge has got broad shoulders. He gets a lot of flack from me and Big Daddy all the time. Me and the Rocker. Me and English Bob all the time.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I can't remember people's names now.
But Vash, that doesn't work anymore because this is a new machine. Vash said it doesn't like my machine. That was the old machine. It's fine now. Randy, I love it. Let's go with that one.
Ryan did it, yeah. That should be a new thing. Anything that happens now, just blame Ryan.
I noticed Ryan soon disappeared when we ganged up on him about team.
Yeah.
He probably went to change his green T-shirt.
Before he comes on stream, yeah. What do you mean it's in the wash? Oh, David's trying to get in. Let's go admit.
The surge protector, very good.
So where'd you say you were at, Dave?
Franklin, Kentucky, 65, just north of the Tennessee line.
Who are you driving for?
Performance Freight,
Oh, okay.
a little podunk company out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Well, the podunk companies are usually best.
Isn't Kentucky Pete Solar Spider's realm, or is
Yep,
Kentucky?
but
huge?
he's up just west of Louisville. One of these days, I'm gonna swing by his house on the way south and meet him for lunch.
Just knock on the door and say, "Can I borrow the loo?"
Yep. Hey, before I forget, I don't know if I said anything to you guys or not, but Saturday the 25th of May, I'm not going to be around.
Shock horror.
May 25th.
You
Is
can't
it?
take time off.
Yeah, May 25th, Saturday. That is a wedding I got to go out to Ohio for. So I'll be driving. I'll be on my way home, as Bill would normally be on. So there's going to be no Biddle that week.
As long as it doesn't interfere with the Europe edition.
I mean, unless, Zeb, you want to stream it.
I can do, yeah.
I'd
No,
be okay with
won't
that.
be that won't be the Europe one. Will be the 11th of May.
Right.
It's always the second.
The second,
Saturday of
yeah.
the month. Yeah. But yeah, I could start that off for you, Rocco, if you wanted to, so that whenever you got home, you could come in for last words. That'd be so cool.
No, actually, I probably won't be home for any of it. I probably won't get home till like midnight that night.
Ah, right, okay.
But because it's going to be a 6.5 hour drive, I guess.
I would just leave Zoom running for you.
Your machine can take it now, yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's a little neat little trick, right? A little bash script that says, 8:59 Eastern, start Zoom.
Yeah.
And fire up OBS and stream. Somebody out there would be clever enough to do that.
Fun
Yeah.
job.
The only problem is, though, if you gave it to Michael, it will be May the 25th, 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
At least.
Vash, the new machine is running awesome. I mean, everybody knows I dual boot. So I turn this machine on, and then I go over here and I turn this machine on, and I can be on the Windows 10 desktop before this machine gets out of the BIOS. So, yeah, running great.
And just a silly question, you remember to turn off fast booting on Windows 10?
I don't know if I did or not, to be honest with you.
Because if you're dual booting with Linux, it will muck up the Linux drives.
I
'Cause
don't.
It puts a little lock on them.
Probably didn't.
Yeah, and when you do any major updates, that's the first thing I go and check, because it always switches itself back on again.
Yeah, no, I don't think I did.
Yeah, but then do you share any drives with the Windows 10
No.
in Linux?
No.
Then you'll be fine. Then you'll be okay. Yeah.
It's
just that I've got-
basically the quick reboot in Windows is kind of like hibernate in Linux. It doesn't properly shut everything down. It just stores the current state to disk
Mm-hmm.
to boot you up faster. And that's why if you share a disk, it doesn't release that disk. So Linux can't really get to it.
Yeah. And there is a Linux release, but it's not very healthy for the disk. So,
No, it's not. But sometimes it puts the dirty flag on the drive.
Oh, that's no good.
but if you're not sharing any drives, then you'll be fine to leave it on.
Yeah, no, I'm not sharing any drives. There's nothing. The only reason I boot up into Windows is to play a game, and then I reboot right out of it. So
Yeah. But I've got 2 disks that are both set up as NTFS, so I can use them in either. So
the other day, people were talking about the best way. I asked a question about sharing files, and a couple people mentioned SyncThing, and I tried. Okay, so I'm not the smartest guy in the world. All right, I freely admit that, but it took me 2 hours, and I still was not able to connect the computers through SyncThing. So I'm gonna have to find a different way.
Do you have USB ports on your router?
Yes, but the router's downstairs.
Yeah, but if you can get to it from each computer, I have 2 USB hard drives, external hard drives that I have hooked into my router that any computer in the house can get to because they're hooked to the router.
Really?
Yeah, I've done that as well. It works perfectly.
So in other words, you'll take one of your USB drives, put it next to the router, and then plug it into the USB drive and share it as a networked USB.
Right.
Yeah.
Plug it directly into the router, yeah.
Right. You basically just check your network drives, go to the router setting, and as long as your router is set up to share the drive, which most of them have, preset for that already.
Right.
For media sharing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not that clever, so what I would have done would be put TeamViewer on both PCs and share files via TeamViewer.
Yeah, you can do it directly from your router. Just go into the media sharing
Yeah.
settings, enable it, show it the drive, tell it what folders are shareable. Job done.
If the router has those
If you have a USB port and sharing facilities on the router, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think my BT one allows that. Hang on.
Yeah, that's provided by your ISP. So
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
It's a nice one, but they don't. I mean, I can't even put a universal DNS on my router. I
Mhm.
have to do everything per PC, laptop, phone, because they don't.
See,
allow
the one I get from my ISP, I always set that directly to be just a modem, basically.
Yeah, like a pass through.
Oh yeah, pass through bridge, and then use my own router.
You probably can't even do that with this thing. I mean, I can buy my own one. It's just BT. It's the way that they are able to provide millions of people in the UK with routers and not have millions of phone calls saying, why doesn't this work? Why doesn't that work?
Yeah.
Because all they say is, here's your internet, get on with it.
Is that an affinity router?
It's an affinity one, yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can disable DNS and everything in there, and you can put it in bridge mode.
What, the new Home Hub one, the new massive big one?
Yeah, you can run them in bridge mode.
Oh. I'm going to be messing up my... I might not be available to stream on the 20th. And this one will be blame it on...
Silent.
No, we got a month to get you straight on that.
Yeah. But it's kind of... Well, I've still got my phone to connect to you guys with. So
It's all right. We've got TeamViewer.
Yeah. But then that would mean I would need another router or another device.
Another modem, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, knowing me, that'll be another. Let's go on to Amazon and find the most expensive one and just buy it, whether it's any good or not. It's expensive, so it must be good.
No, that's not generally true.
I know. I've made that mistake so many times.
Nitro share. Serge mentioned. Anybody heard of it?
But just check if your router's got a USB port. Log into it.
Well, it is a Comcast router, so I don't know if it has that or not. I'll have to check.
If you haven't got Nitro Share, I'm sure you can compile it on Gentoo, though.
Because that would be by far the easiest solution, as Dave says.
Yeah, that definitely would be the easiest.
Serge is just being pedantic. He's suggesting Nitro Share because it's extremely easy.
I'm okay with easy.
He's just being Serge.
I'm okay with easy. I'm okay with easy. All good. Oh, he put a link for it. You're awesome, Serge. You're awesome.
But you want to see if it's in the repos first, though, because
it looks like it is in Ubuntu. Yeah.
Nitro Share, there we go. Right mouse click, mark for installation, click mark and apply. And because it's 1904, it will go, oh, dependency error.
Well, I hope not.
Oh, it did it. Ooh.
Yeah, well, it's got a listen port error. See here.
So it starts up, then it tells you to close it, and that's disappeared. So what's it doing? Where's it gone? Oh, it's up here. No. What is this? Full screen projector, full screen, start streaming. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go downstairs and check the router or whatever.
What have I just installed?
That's got a USB.
If it's the cable modem from Comcast that's also acting as your router, a lot of them probably won't have it. You'll probably have to find an El Cheapo one to set up and just switch the Comcast router over to, like Silent said, to bridge mode.
All right. We used to have routers, but we always had I had two high quality routers. One was it a Nighthawk?
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was it was one of the other high quality ones. And they both had issues within a few months, like connection issues, where it would constantly just reconnect and reconnect. And support, when I tried to go through them, of course they wouldn't talk to me because I had wasn't using Windows.
Now, were you using the routers to go straight to the internet, or were you going through a Comcast modem?
No, we had the Comcast modem, and then we had the modem plugged into the router.
All right.
But like I said, then we had so many issues with it that I said, you know what? Because we used to have regular modems as well, like our own modem. And I finally said, you know what? I'm just going to go back to renting the Comcast modem because I'm tired of buying modems and buying routers. And that's why we have just one now. Because every 6 months or a year, I'd be buying a new either modem or router. And, you know, them new ones like the Nighthawks and stuff, they're not cheap. So it's like I was actually losing money by buying my instead of paying this $6 rental fee a month or whatever it is.
Yes.
Why not use Samba? Well, okay, so I tried to set up Samba and like I got it set up on here on this machine, but on the Arch machine wasn't exactly successful. Or set up, I should.
Set up out the box on Salient, just saying.
Wow, he went there.
He did. He dropped it right in the right spot.
He did. It was awesome. It was perfect. I'm going to put Salient on this. I think what I'm going to do is
I made it just for you, Rocco.
I am going to install Salient over my Arch Plasma install.
Holy cow.
Yep. And then I have my other drive on that machine to distro hop. See, it's so cool now because like I have this main machine and I have this set up and it's perfect and it's awesome. And now I have this machine to do whatever I want with. So I can install whatever I want and not have to worry about messing it up and having it back and ready to do biddle, you know, like extreme distro hopping is over now.
Now you can do it leisurely.
Right. Yep. Well, they're talking about the Nighthawks and the routers and the chat and stuff. And the reason I went with the higher model one because usually they gave you the best Wi-Fi signal. And I live in a 3-story farmhouse, old farmhouse, and you know, like the Wi-Fi is terrible especially between floors. And so that's why I went with the better ones, but I didn't have any luck with. Maybe I just got some lemons, but I didn't have any luck with keeping them running.
You can always get repeaters.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I do.
Just put
I've
a
got an Asus.
couple of repeaters in. Job done. It's just Ethernet to your router. Plug it into a socket in another room. Job done. It's like you connected directly to the router.
Yeah, but we bought a set of ones you plug in the wall, and
They're never easy to set up.
they didn't work well. Like they didn't have the speed at all that they didn't have the speed at all. Now maybe I got the wrong kind or the wrong brand or whatever, but
So they should do, because your first one is connected via Ethernet to your router, and then the rest are it's using your electricity supply.
Yeah, the power line ones.
right.
Yeah, the power line ones. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got a set of Powerline ones, and they were not up to par.
They're normally awesome.
I thought, well, that's why I got them, because I thought there was like a perfect solution. But like I said,
I've
maybe I
never
got the.
had any luck.
Well, how old is the wiring in your house?
It's like I said, this is an old farmhouse, so
1984, mine was put in, brand new. And I wouldn't use them.
Yeah, I won't tell you what I did. I built my own router and have a Ubiquiti wireless setup.
Yeah, Ubiquiti is another good choice.
It's good
Yes.
stuff. It's fantastic.
I just had my BT man send the cable up to this room. That's it. Everybody else can go wireless.
isn't that a Linux installer?
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Sorry, I don't even know what that is, Dan.
It's still different, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's not for everybody.
Well, why don't you jump on here, Serge, and show us how to do it, and then everybody can say, Serge, you're too low. Dan's not on his normal setup, mate.
Unfortunately, Serge, this is not a Jupiter Broadcasting production level podcast. Okay, this is just people getting together to talk, and sometimes audios don't cooperate with that kind of setup. Mics are different, audio is different on each machine, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, my whopping iPad mic.
Right?
Hey, there's John.
Welcome, John. You got it sorted yet?
How you guys doing?
What up, man?
Doing good.
I got tired of typing all my responses in chat, so I thought I'd jump on.
Perfectly welcome, man.
It's so much easier, isn't it?
Typing all my responses in chat, so I thought I'd jump on. Perfectly welcome, man.
You might have to mute your stream, as in YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, you've got this good buddy named Noah,
Yes.
and he highly recommends and I'm going to say it wrong, everybody says it wrong, MikroTik, the little $50 router, okay?
Okay.
So you get one of those. It's got a USB plug on the side. You put your USB drive in it. You plug it into your home router, and Bob's your uncle.
There you go. All right, I'm searching them now.
But then if your Comcast has a USB port, you can just plug an external hard drive directly into it. That's the same thing.
Yeah, correct.
Well, tell you what.
I don't know about gas, but Spectrum, the cable modem I have, only has the R45 jack.
I'll be right back.
So are we talking about the MikroTik HAP AC Lite?
I've got the Hex, Hex. I'm holding it in my hand.
Yeah, but you haven't got your camera on.
Oh, that's correct. I don't.
Oh, I've got it here. Yeah, the root.
Is that the Hex S or just the Hex?
I've got the Hex. I think the Hex S has wireless.
Okay, so Amazon is showing two. They're showing a router board Hex and a MikroTik hex light Ethernet LAN white router. Let me just put that link. That's going into the Zoom chat link to see whether or not that's the right one to buy to do this sharing. That doesn't look like it's got a USB cable on it. It hasn't.
Okay, that looks just like mine. Mine does not say light. And you see that little cutout on the side? Mine has a USB there.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, that's... So maybe I've got to go the next one up.
Yeah, the hex. Yeah, I see it.
There's a link in the chat there, Seb. It does have a USB port on the side.
Is that the HAP one you're looking at?
It's the Hex S gigabit Ethernet router, 5 times gigabit Ethernet, 1 times SFP and PoE.
Hang on.
Oh, the PoE
I
one?
think I was just getting to that one, yeah.
And it's got micro SD slot on it as well.
Gotcha. Oh, it's got 2 or 3 bits on the side. Oh, that tells you what mode you can be in, reset or USB, and a micro SD slot, yeah. Ah, but it's not prime. That means I'll have to wait a month before it comes in. That's a pain.
Yeah, I got this one off of Noah's recommendation on one of his shows.
Uh-huh.
And I use it whenever I travel to hotels or whatever, and I don't have to mess with their nastiness.
Superb. So what do you plug into? How do you get, when you're at a hotel, what do you plug into then? What do you plug that into, should I say?
I just plug it into their drive, and then I can...
Into their network port that they've got in a room?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or I'll plug it into a hotspot if I think to bring it.
Yeah, I'm back. So,
There.
so the Comcast router doesn't have a.
Oh, that's a pain.
But you've got other routers there, right?
No, I don't.
No.
I mean, like I still have the last one that was on there, but it wasn't working right when it was on there. So,
If you look in the Zoom chat, Dan and Zeb have been dropping links to the MikroTik. Silent drop one too.
So click buy.
Dan's link is probably more appropriate because it goes to their site directly.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can see the hex in the list there. If you go back to Ethernet routers, just click on the hex. There
Hey,
seems to be...
Rocco,
yeah.
And they don't sell
if you
direct.
want, I'll send you this one, and you can play with it to see if it solves your problem before you drop $50 or whatever it is.
What? Don't you need it?
I just use it from time to time. I've also got the Unify Mic 500. No, the Edge Router X.
No, yep.
Ubiquity.
Well, I'd like to play with it, but like I said, I don't want to take it if you need it, man.
Nah, dude, I can send it to you, and you can play with it and send it back to me whenever.
Okay, yeah, that'll work.
All right, I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
You gotta keep your streaming, Rocco.
Right?
What's happening?
Adam.
Look at that sunlight.
I know. It's like outside, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Who goes outside?
I'm glad there's like an invisible barrier between me and it.
So let me ask you a question about that router. So I got the Comcast modem, so I plug the Ethernet from the modem to the router. Does that take over for Wi-Fi, or will the Wi-Fi still be available from the Comcast modem?
It will not take over for Wi-Fi. You should still have Wi-Fi available in your other router.
Nope. Once you put the X-Fi modem, right? The X-Fi router.
Yes. Yeah.
If you put that into modem mode, it disables the Wi-Fi radio.
Awesome.
So you won't have any Wi-Fi coming from the Comcast box anymore.
No problem.
You can do it either way. You can either leave the Wi-Fi with the modem you have and disable it in the router, or set the Comcast to bridge mode and run the Wi-Fi through the router.
I think it'd be smarter to run the Wi-Fi through the router because you won't be double natted at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll have to play around with it, see what happens.
How's everyone doing this wonderful afternoon?
Hey man, we're just fixing stuff. Like, this was an impromptu test stream. Went to stage fixing everything. We accomplished that part of it, so we're just chatting.
Oh good, I'm glad I'm here after all the work's done.
Right.
That's the way to do it, man. I'm doing enough work here.
Adam.
So, Shambles, yes, Zoom can share the screen, yes. But it would have to be, like, I'd have to set it up on both machines, so. He wants to do an impromptu, sharing of Samba install.
What would be even more interesting is you could share your screen that Serge has connected to via Firmware and let him do it all for you. And then when you finish, not only will you have a Gen 2 install, but you'll have this USB share thing set up.
You'd have to compile it first.
But we've got an i9 now and a 2080 GTX.
All right, I'm gonna install Nitro share this machine too, and we're gonna see how this works.
I tell you what, as well, Rocco, chat to Wimpy, because apparently he has had real success in overclocking his 2080, and it's rock solid stable. So he will get the best setup for you.
That would be good. I could always use more setup. But you know, this computer, it has the water cooled thing for the processor. And
is that the bubbling we can hear in the background?
No. And on the top fan that comes out of the tower, it's cool air coming out of there. Except
really?
If I play a game. If I play a game, there's hot air coming out of there. Pushing
you know,
it.
I don't
Pushing
think
it.
my fans have ever gone over 50% on this machine. It's madness. I don't play intensive enough games, I guess.
All right, sorry, Dan, but I'm going to have to move the panel on Ubuntu up to the top.
Go ahead. Dude, it's movable.
Saying it's not. It
Has to be done.
doesn't work for me on the bottom.
You're saying you've done it wrong, Dan.
No, I like it on the bottom, but you know, hey, whatever.
Each his own, man.
It's movable. That's the thing.
Yep.
And it's movable per multiple screens as well. I mean, I've got my 3-screen setup here, and it allows you to do it to the left or the right, the top or the bottom on any one of the 3 screens.
Absolutely. Pretty awesome in that way.
Does this mean we're having a 15-minute conversation about moving panels this weekend?
Maybe. Maybe. Is that a problem, Vash?
Right, come on.
It's got to be better than low-level compilers.
It's
Yeah.
definitely better than low latency kernels and
Yeah.
compiling packages for 25 minutes, for crying out loud. Oh my god,
That was painful to
that
watch.
was painful,
Very
dude.
painful.
Well, the messed up part was, of course, we had the snaps and Flatpak discussion, and it went really well after the stream.
Yeah, it did. That should have been part of the stream, but it wasn't. All right, so we can receive files in NitroShare. We are good to go on Nitro.
We could always talk about tainted kernels. That was an interesting topic on the latest Unplugged. Never heard of a tainted kernel.
I did listen to that.
So, Serge, am I wrong that this is for sending
You're
files
muted, Zeb.
and not sharing? Like, this is for, like, you don't just share files, you send them to the other machine?
What's the biggest file you need to send yourself?
But I don't need to send, like, what the ideal setup for me is that I can just view the files over here and just, like, if I need one, I can pick one up and put it over here.
Yeah.
And if I need one from over here to over there, I can do that. I don't want to, I don't
And
have
both
this.
on Linux.
Yeah, they're both on Linux. You would think it would be simple. I mean, you would think that they would just automatically recognize it, but they don't.
Yeah, Samba share next.
Yeah, that's not that simple.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to install Samba on here too and see.
It should be that simple if you set the folder to share. And you have the same username and password on both.
Well, you can always do it through SSH.
Well, I was reading a tutorial on, what was it, Adam? NSF?
NFS, yeah.
Yeah, that works too. But if you have OpenSSH on both, you can do it that way.
My
Just
only
put
gripe,
on GitHub.
my only gripe with doing it that way, though, is he's doing it inside his network, so it's really kind of like, why open SSH just for that?
Well, that's true, but as long as it's inside your network, shouldn't be too bad.
All right, so if I open up here...
There he goes. I told you Serge didn't like Savion.
That's a terrible choice. Come on, Serge.
We had a good chat about it. It was a
Look,
good choice.
it was a... Look.
Actually, it was pretty well received, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching Distro too, and Derek, and he was saying that he should have been on. He was working or something, and he couldn't get on, but should have been on because he should have defended Savion because he thought we were going to trash it, and we kind of did. And I'm like, I don't remember us trashing it. Like, there were things that people didn't like, but I don't remember. It wasn't like
no, we didn't trash it.
Redcore or anything.
The worst problem I think people had was NVIDIA, and well, that's pretty common in a bunch of different distros. So that's not really weird.
If you want to talk about trashing, think of that poor Russian distribution that we did that week that I suggested, and I can't remember the name of it now.
Oh yeah, Rosa,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see, Rosa 10 fresh for me was fantastic, but this latest Rosa was just, not good. So if you want to talk about trashing, go and watch that episode.
Well, and I guess that's the thing too, right? So you had a good experience at one point, and so there's no reason you can't do it again. So then if you come back and say it's not any good anymore, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was the first time I'd seen what I classed to be a good Qt implementation when Qt first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't work out this time around.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so actually NitroShare has a right-click menu. Nautilus to send with Nitro.
There you go.
Cool. Cool. I like it. I don't know if it's in Ubuntu because that's a plugin. And what do they use? PCMan FM?
That's correct.
I don't know if there's one of those.
I don't recall that, but I don't know. Maybe.
So I think I'd like to take a second and tell you guys about the wonderful thing in Dolphin called tagging. Now it's amazing now.
What's amazing about it?
So you can assign arbitrary tags to any file. So like say you have like I have drone footage, right? So I can tag each video file that is drone footage with say a drone tag. And then I can also set a tag for say any images or titles that I want to add to it. I can tag the actual Kden Live file, whatever I want, but I can kind of store them under their own sort of category that shows up in the left pane on Dolphin. So if you have, specific file, you don't have to put them all in their own folder. They can exist wherever they need to.
Ah, right. So when you then click on drones,
it just shows you all
there
the
you go.
drone
There's all your drone files. So it's like an instant search almost type thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I remember it from Mac OS, and I loved it in Mac OS, and then it's so awesome to have it in KDE now.
Oh. I'll have to check that out on Salient KDE.
Yeah, they just shipped the new KDE apps, I think today actually, on Arch. So.
And I'll also have to shout you out, Silent, about compiling my own OBS. If you can open up OBS and stream and only use 2% CPU, that's just incredible.
That is.
Yeah. Well, when I'm doing a game stream, you've seen me do Valley and things like that. I was probably sat there at about 4.5%, 5% CPU in OBS.
Wow.
Whatever, dude.
That's ridiculous.
What's yours running now, Rocco? Because you've changed those settings now.
Did you?
CPU.
You're right. Let's see here.
My bet is better.
So, hey, it is better. So they're, like I said, it doesn't give you an exact. So they're running anywhere from 13 to 25, 24.
No, at the bottom of the OBS window, the right-hand side at the bottom of the OBS window, it tells you your CPU load.
Right, that's what OBS is actually consuming, not just your CPU load, because you have a bunch of other stuff running too.
Right, 1.3% on OBS.
There you go.
That's pretty awesome.
And that's just changing that switch to low latency.
So that's how much OBS is adding to your CPU load.
Yeah, we're looking at that figure. I'm only using 4%.
There you go.
On a snap. But that's not
double
what we were talking about. We were talking about, Rocco was on CPU encoding.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to see, because you didn't look at that figure when you was on the H.265, did you, Rocco?
No.
I didn't know it was there.
No.
So you can't tell the difference, yeah.
No, you looked at HTOP and it's still less. So.
It's still less, because HTOP was 25 to, 38 or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And some of them are 19, some of them are 15.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit less.
That's taking the heat off.
Yep.
Cool.
That is so awesome, though, with the OBS settings at them. That's worth the stream in itself.
So I can only figure it's Zoom taking up all my bandwidth, because I've still got 7 hours of download on Rocket League to do.
Yeah, I would say Zoom's taking it up, dude.
Yeah. Randy, leaving Peppermint for KDE.
Wow.
Where's the banhammer?
I want to know why I can see, like, if I go into my network, I can see the other computer, but there's nothing there. So
Did you share something on the other computer, though?
Like, what do you got to do to specifically share?
Well, if you go to the folder you want to view, right mouse click and say share.
There's no share.
Yeah, you need Samba installed for that.
Yeah, but Samba, well, you've still got to tell it what to share, surely. It doesn't just arbitrarily share the whole PC.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't right click and share without Samba being installed. That share option comes when Samba's configured and
Yeah,
installed.
which you've installed Samba, didn't you say, Rocco?
I did.
Yeah, so go back to your Ubuntu, right mouse click a folder and share a folder to view, and it should then appear.
Share option. That's why I was kind of confused, because the share option was not.
Does Samba have a system D service that you need to start?
Probably.
Once you get it installed?
It
You
does.
might have to reboot it.
Maybe
You should be able to start the service.
Isn't there also a server client?
The thing is that by the time I've gone and found out on Google how to search what service to start, I've rebooted it and it's quicker. So I've never bothered learning those.
Well, if you're running systemd, it's just systemctl enable smb.service.
Maybe SMBD actually.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it could be. I'm on Arch, it's different.
What do you say? Systemctl what?
Systemctl enable SMBD. I think it's what you're running on that machine.
Ubuntu.
It's either going to be SMB or SMBD.service.
Live sharing. Yeah. Executing.
Should be
Should create-
.service.
It should create a symlink. Start the service.
I don't know if it enables.
Actually, if you add the flag now,
Yeah, you have to add dash
flag
dash
now
now.
to the system control enable, it starts the service as well.
Yeah, you can repeat that and just replace enable with start.
Yeah, but you can do it all in one command if you add.
Now, yes, yeah.
Back now to the enable command.
There's
But
no,
you do need to add your user to the Samba share user group as well.
that would probably be why.
And there may not be a group added yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the live Samba install.
It's alive!
All right, so it says executing, but I don't know if it will. Probably have to add to the group.
You're all right, Silence. In a minute if you got a reboot.
Yeah, there's no share option in Nautilus.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder, is there a plugin for that I gotta install?
Well, not to browse it from one to the other, but don't know, to share it.
I know in some of the file managers, if you hold shift while you're right clicking, it brings up additional options in the context menu.
There is a Nautilus share.
You can try that.
Installing now. Now, probably have to.
Serge is saying, have you got GVFS installed?
Oh wait, hold on. There it is. Also needs to add permissions to your folders in order to share it. You do not have permission to create a user share. So is that because it's not in the Samba group or what?
Most likely, yeah.
All right, well, at least we know what to do now.
Start Dolphin as root.
Tried starting Nautilus's root.
You can run PCMan FM.
Yeah, right.
You can do that as root.
Dolphin as root works in Salient OS.
It does.
Just click the open as root.
He's just saying, Zeb.
That was me just saying.
I know.
Because he's not here to say it for himself.
It was actually Silent saying it through you. So, Adam, you said that came out today?
Yeah, the KDE app's 1904.
The tags or whatever. Because I did do I forget. I'm trying to think now if I did the update last night or tonight. Because it had a ton of updates when I did it. The time escapes me of when I did it.
There's a lot of apps, so it would have been a ton of updates.
It was a lot.
I thought the KDE updates came out yesterday.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Can I make another suggestion?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you realize that I'm not the guy that's going to make a suggestion on, how to make the system run better. But I do make suggestions on how to make the system look better.
Yeah.
Can you please have somebody change the grub screen from the nightmarish bright blue?
The blue? Yeah.
That's very hard to read, dude.
That's fair. And then if you use a UEFI boot, then that's like a black with the white text, just plain basic looking thing too.
Yeah, so
that's pretty horrific. We do have that on the list of things to tackle.
You know who has a great boot screen?
There's a few of them, but go ahead.
Alien OS.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It really is a nice one. I'm just saying. It's all for you, Silent. It's all for you.
And can you please have that wallpaper script available on the system without having to go to GitHub to download it yourself?
Yeah, I think that's in the works,
EVFS installed. I don't know, Serge. Let me check.
Because,
I don't think we'll ship another one with the default we got now.
Yeah, because you open up Ubuntu and it's like, oh, really?
Yes. It stretches across all three of your monitors, right?
Yeah, and I've got this this wonderful hummingbird here that's like stretched.
Right.
And I've got the tail over this screen and the beak over this screen, and and what should be nice little white fluffy clouds are just like streaks of yuck.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've got a dual monitor here at work, and yeah, it's the same thing. So it actually puts the nice looking hummingbird right in between the two monitors, because that's right in the center.
But that script you run is fantastic. Whatever you've had as your wallpaper, it will go, no, that one there. And it even on mine did 4K, 2K, 4K. Perfect.
Yep. Sizes it perfectly.
Yeah.
We need to
testing that with a gentleman when I was in the Ubuntu group.
Yep, Hans made that.
Yeah, it worked well.
And I think we tried to get it upstream, but they wouldn't go with it. So I think we're just going to have to carry the patch to do it.
You just got told to RTFM, Rocco.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I should read the Ubuntu link.
For me, whenever you've got to go and read a technical manual, they have failed in the user interface. You should just be able to fiddle around and work out how to do it.
See, now this is actually, the link that he sent is actually a pretty self-explanatory, well laid out link. I couldn't find a link like this that was laid out like this when I searched for it. That goes to Google Foo, just saying.
And that's how he answers questions so quickly. His Google Foo is strong.
But no, this is simple. I can do this.
This is not bad. Yeah, it takes a few steps. I do know that SSH is like way easier.
Yeah, but what I like about this is they're logical steps. They actually tell you what to do rather than giving cryptic messages like, now go to the home directory and do this. Well, could you please tell me where the home directory is? Because I have no idea on Linux. Not my home directory, but like whether it's in /bin/user/exe or whatever it is. It would have taken the person who wrote the guide 2 seconds to write the actual path to where it should be.
Right.
But a lot of them never do. They're just way too technical.
It explains it though pretty well too in between.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. Even I could follow this. This is how all technical details, well, not technical details, but user explanations should be written in.
Well, not to toot our horn too much, but our manual is pretty good. It does talk about all the things that are default,
Yeah.
installed.
I never read manuals though. I'm just terrible. Oh, let's let Silent back in. That was a long reboot.
I had to reset the router as well.
Oh, right. Okay. I think you've went away and made a sneaky cup of tea.
I did do that too.
I knew
the
that was more
truth
than
comes
a reboot.
out.
That was more than a reboot for sure.
So we were taking over for you, Silent, when you left.
Awesome.
We just happened to mention that Dolphin works with root on Salient.
Ah, right. It does.
And what OS has a good looking boot screen?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to have the grub screen in there, yep.
That's the thing you got to sort out next. So, Silent, you got to sort out your web presence.
Yeah.
Just
Indeed.
being on SourceForge.
Mm-hmm.
You got to run, guys. Trying to get SSL set up on a web store I'm building.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, exciting stuff. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, brother.
Take care.
All right. Bye. About the most complicated thing I have to do is go back downstairs and reset Sky when the wife mucked it up. I think after 42 years of marriage, she has now learnt switch it off, wait 30 seconds and switch it back on again.
Yeah. Dolphin at root is no problem on Slackware. It's on by default. It's just everything else that's on Slackware that's a problem, Serge.
About the only Slackware I've ever been able to half use was the distro called Salix. And they seem to have like two package managers. One that was like a bit, like your Synaptic, you installed your basic packages, and then another one where you could go away and build stuff. And what I liked about it is at the bottom of it, you got an error message. So you open up the error message, work out what it was missing, go back to the equivalent of Synaptic, reinstall them, run the script again, and 9 times out of 10 it ran. So I got a
Salix was quite friendly.
Yeah, I got a 90% working system out of it, but it was really, really quick.
Salix is, very, very fast.
Yeah.
There was somebody who used to not join Biddle, but used to watch Biddle every week, and I can't remember who it was. It was a regular on the channel, and he used to run Slackware. Can't remember who that was. That's something we never tried on Biddle.
Slackware?
Yeah.
It's maybe not for everybody.
I would try it.
I've done it, but I don't know.
I'll do it if we can do Salix, not Slackware General.
Well, I don't think we'd want to do the general, just like we wouldn't want to do regular Gen 2.
Or regular Arch.
Yeah, right.
It's just not appropriate for everybody.
We could pick, is Salix the only option for a Slackware distro or what?
There's not a lot. I don't know.
There is another one of a similar name. Hang on. Let's go to
Slackow.
W.
Yes, that's it.
Say again?
Slackow.
That's the one. So what's higher up the ranking?
Silent, is that image live now?
With the KDE?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's live now.
I mean the new one, the one you updated, you said.
Yeah, they're live now, 21st.
I'm going to download that.
In the plasma testing folder.
Oh, here we go.
Great. Now I got to grab them again when I get home tomorrow.
Sorry.
Oh no, I appreciate that you update them.
Yeah, and this one's going to take over my SDB, so it'll be a permanent install.
I'm going to be definitely going to be taking. I take it I want the NV one.
Yeah.
You have a real video card, yes.
Although you could, if you wanted to, take the other one and go through the NVIDIA install yourself.
Why would I want to do that, Seb? When he's done it for me.
Absolutely.
Salient just does that.
Although installing NVIDIA on Arch is really, really easy because I just go to Deepin Archin's website and follow his tutorial that he's put on there.
It's in the README anyway.
It works every time. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
It's about
Ants and
3
mine,
commands or something.
they're identical install instructions.
Oh, right. Cool.
All I ever do is install NVIDIA DKMS and NVIDIA settings. Install those two things on Arch and I'm set. I don't need any big process.
Well, hopefully the stream doesn't suffer while I'm downloading Salient.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up the stream.
Yeah, so important.
And especially for you, Rocco, one thing you want to get used to into the habit of doing is installing Feral's gamer mode. It's so simple.
Oh, yes. Installed out of the box, by the way.
Even on a Ubuntu based system.
Is it in? Where's it installed out of the box?
Out of the box in Salient.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He had to ask that, didn't he?
Yeah. So, is this? I mean, like, how easy is it to install on Ubuntu?
It's one wget command, change into gamer mode, run one.sh file, done.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. There's one line at the beginning, though, where you have to sudo a couple of applications, but it's all there on the Feral Interactive GitHub page. And I've condensed it down into like just a few simple commands.
There are some dependencies you need to install first.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. So let me go. What it will ask for, or what it will tell you to do, you need meson, libsystemd dev, package config, ninja build, git. And then literally after that, it's one git clone and one bootstrap. That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
Really, really simple.
It will ask you a question. You answer yes, then it installs.
Doesn't game mode have to be passed to everything you want to run in game mode?
Just in the launch options of the game.
Okay.
So when you open Steam, go to the game and go to the properties. And then in the launch options, you just type game mode run space %command %job done.
Okay.
And then you can do the usual render API 1 for Vulkan or 0 for GL.
You shouldn't need to do that now because game mode is on 1.3 now, and that game mode run should take care of that.
Yeah, but what will it put you onto, Vulkan or GL?
Whatever's available.
But what if you've got both available?
Then you can choose.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So it's saying you don't need it. You have to decide what the majority of your games run better on.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and then it's just literally +r_ render API 1 or render API 0 to pick. But once you set them up in Steam, that's it, done. Job's done. And I would imagine I'm getting 10 to 15 frames per second more per game because of that little command.
Really?
Yeah, I use it in Lutris with Overwatch. It did improve things, and as well as Guild Wars 2. It improved Guild Wars 2 quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, Salient's doing a very similar thing. They're doing a temporary adjustment to the host system by changing the system limits.
Yeah.
And a few other settings under the hood. And then it sets your system back to its base defaults as it was. The Salient does a very similar thing out of the box, but it's a permanent, state in Salient. You're always going to be in that mode.
It says install to US user folder.
So if you're always in, like, say, performance governor and all that in Salient, wouldn't that kind of hurt laptops?
Well, it's not in that mode, not in performance governor. That's where game mode takes over. All I've done is adjust the system limits to give you the best throughput, basically, when you're doing things.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying it was always in Feral.
No, not always in performance mode, no.
Yeah, okay.
I can see Silent doing his own kernel next.
Something tells me Silence kernel would be more usable than Herd by the time he's done with it.
There was a couple of other kernels I tried, but never really noticed much. One of them I think was licorice.
Yeah.
Licorice is awesome.
And then there was another one, Zonad or something. I'll have to look on the pet forum.
I've never noticed any difference between vanilla kernels and custom kernels.
Yeah, I certainly couldn't tell the difference in what I was doing, that's for sure.
The only time I could is if I was running a real-time kernel.
Let me tell you about real-time kernels.
Wow, dude. Really?
I'm just kidding.
Look, I get it. I get it. Some people like that stuff silent. You like that stuff. You like low latency kernel chats.
I'll get my coat.
I get it. But for
But not
90% of the YouTube people that are watching, their eyes were glazing over before mine were.
Well, they need to up their game.
And I'm okay with it even being brought up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with most any Linux topic being brought up. But after like 15 minutes of this,
Just blame the audience.
You know what they do like is pretty grub screens.
This is true.
That's true, yeah.
everybody likes a pretty grub screen, Dan. Just saying.
Yeah, we got some rough edges.
Why does my memory let me? Just let Wendy loose on it, for goodness sake. I'm sure she'll sort it out.
Yeah, it's in the works.
You'll next time you load up Ubuntu, there'll be a static rice pudding with a little bit of cinnamon on top and
No,
maybe
Like a slice
background.
of cheesecake. Yeah.
Where's pizza when we need to talk to him?
No, excuse me. Can we rephrase that? When you need to listen to him.
Well, okay, so we need to just, have a minor chat off camera with him about that. That's all.
I tried both in private chat, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to shame him because someone else had already said, "What has pizza turned into the new Rav or something?" oh, low blow, but I'll have some of that. And I even put it. I don't think he reads it. I don't think
No,
he
I
reads it.
love the guy. I think he's great as far as
Knowledge-wise,
for his
that's
age,
enough.
he's unbelievable. Okay.
Blows me away.
And
yeah.
I love having him on. I just think we need to just
Yeah.
what I'm saying is there's 20 other people
Rating him
trying
low.
to give their give their opinions. Yeah.
Yeah. It
So-
reminds me a lot of Ferren when he was.
Kid, he's got to be loudmouth, man. Come on, give him a break.
Nah, I mean it's not even being loud because it's
Well-
okay to be voice your opinion the way you want to voice your opinion, but
I don't have any kids, so I enjoy having him around. He knows so much more than I do.
oh yeah, that's why I said I enjoy having him around. I just think that we, like I said, there's 20 other people that
And in the middle of your
don't
conversation,
voice their
you did-
opinions because he has an opinion on everything that's brought up.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah, I was busy banging on go-karts and doing hot rods when I was his age. Motorcycles. So
I was
yeah.
going to the Boy Scouts, I think. We didn't have computers when I was his age.
Seriously.
Neither did I. So yeah.
Yeah, back in, I suppose that I would have. Let me have a look.
This is 70s for me.
73, I was 13. Or 1974, I was 13. So yeah, we
76.
didn't have computers back then. I think I got my first computer in about 81, and it was a BBC Micro. And that's when I knew I would never program, because I sat there for 3 hours trying to get the screen to say hello, and it went program error, and I had to work out what semicolon or what colon or what hyphen I'd put in the wrong place. I thought, nah, get the tape drive out for 3/4 of an hour, and then the game would come up.
That's what you get for trying to program in COBOL.
No, this was basic, BBC Basic.
How could you have trouble in BASIC? Print F. Go
Yeah,
to
no,
10.
it wasn't that simple back then, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It was in 79 when I got the book Basic.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Why can I never find stuff? And why is my memory
some of
letting
us
me
are more
down?
mechanically inclined.
And Google's no good for trying to find alternative kernels. They don't even list them. It's useless.
ArchWiki.
Sorry, someone speaking Japanese.
Nihongo no wakarimasu ka?
Oh, I knew he'd know something. Anyway, so it was another kernel like Licorice, very, very easy to install, but I just didn't notice any benefit, so I went back.
Actually, the Gentoo wiki has a page on it. That's pretty basic.
I like who was the guy in the Telegram group that suggested that we have a PC Man FM challenge next week so that Simon can be available for the following week. For
that
the
was
who was that? That's a pretty good idea, I thought.
Hang on, was that Jake Johnson? No.
Well, because Simon's not going to be available this week for.
He said he'd stop in if he could, but yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to.
He'll be barbecuing and everything else over there at Linux Fest Northwest.
It was either Jake Johnson or Vash. I can't remember.
It might have been Vash. So, I would like to have Simon there because he could explain things. I mean, Dan, you could explain things. I mean,
I'm going to try.
So we'll just keep it at 1 week because we got a few Ubuntus to go through. So
we just did Budgie not too long ago. So
you guys still looking at the Slackware distros still? I found a couple more.
Well, they're going to go on the list. I definitely would like to find one that's I would like to find the easiest install of Slackware.
Oh man, they have Slackintosh here.
Slackintosh, my goodness.
I'm just messing with you guys. And
Since I haven't had time to watch the Biddle yet, what is the challenge for this week?
Lubuntu.
Oh, yeah, Lubuntu.
Lubuntu.
Excellent. Thank you.
1904.
Dave did some testing, so he's pretty familiar with it.
Pseudo, is there any other Slackware besides Salix?
Salix, Slacks, SLAX. Well, Slacks looks pretty easy. I've messed with it a little bit.
Didn't Slacks go back to Ubuntu base or Debian base?
I did. I just had it up, but I next.
Or was that some other? No, that was what's the one where we was all getting confused? Silent when we were talking about Salient. What was it? Salient?
Salient.
Yeah, Salient went back to Debian.
Debian, yeah.
Slackware.
Slackl.
Yeah, I think Slackle and Salix are about the only semi-user-friendly ones.
And Slackle has got part of Salix built into it, it says.
It was a spin-off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I tell you, I'm going to have nightmares now until I can find the name of this flaming kernel. I wouldn't mind, but it's one of my posts in Peppermint, and I can't find it.
Lamer. Yeah, this is new. This is just a
Hiya, Big Pod.
Hey, Big Pod.
Yeah, Steve, it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, it dates from 2016. No, we don't want to try that.
Which?
Salix.
Ouch.
Yeah, it still works.
It works fine.
They just haven't updated the base because there's no need, because they won't update the base until Slackware updates the base.
And you also have to wait for the mirror list to time out before you can select a new mirror when you install it. But once you get past that, it's absolutely fine.
Don't tell them that. I was waiting for 45 minutes if I couldn't update the mirrors.
It's a thing, though, Zeb. It's a thing.
I know it's a thing, but shh.
You better off just installing Slackware.
You've now
either the Zen kernel or the kernel CK.
No, it was definitely. I'm pretty sure it began with a Z, which means
Zen.
it began with C or something.
No, there is a Zen kernel.
No, it's not the Zen kernel. I'll definitely find it. because I did it at the same time as I did a licorice test, and I just really couldn't. They were both very, very simple to install, but I couldn't work out what benefit it was giving me, so I came off of it again.
How's it going, stuff?
Yeah, it's good, thank you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Trying to install Gentoo in a VM, but
Why?
failing.
Yeah, why?
Just because. Basically, just because.
Yeah, see, I'd rather go out to the motorway and stop a Arctic than do that. Stop him, please. Yeah, stop there. All right, just try the next one. Yeah, be less painful, I'm sure. So where is it failing, Big Pod?
Currently, it's trying to select keyboard. 3 times I waited too much time.
It's going well then.
Go and check out DistroTube.
That's pretty basic.
DistroTube's got a good Linux, a YouTube on it.
Yeah, I know.
See if
That
you
has
can
got
get out from there.
stuff like that. Gonna try go through wiki first.
Here, look, another one who speaks Japanese. Wiki. Oh, read the wiki.
It's a manual type deal.
I prefer an automatic wiki to a manual.
Yeah, see, I'm getting older, so I prefer an automatic as well.
Yeah.
Did you get Samba working yet, Rocco?
I did not. I have to reboot, dude. I have to reboot. I can't reboot. Otherwise the stream will go down.
What are you setting up, Raka?
I'm trying to just share some folders between 2 Linux computers.
That are sitting next to each other.
Right.
And connect.
What he said.
Why do you need to reboot to set up Samba? I never had to reboot.
Well, it's not working then. How's that?
No, that's the other thing.
Big Pod, don't forget this is Rocco.
Wow, Zeb.
That was harsh.
True, but harsh.
True. He's right.
Maybe it was this long ago. Keep looking, Zeb. Keep looking. It's amazing how many forum posts have the word kernel in it.
Yeah, well, trying to search things on Linux is not the easiest.
That's the one thing I miss from Windows is search everything.
Yeah. Search everything was nice.
Oh, it was just ridiculously quick. 50 terabytes worth of hard disks, and after waiting 15 minutes, I could find anything I wanted in milliseconds. Literally milliseconds. As you were typing Janet Jackson, it was finding them. Boof, done. Next. It's definitely not back in 2014, so it's not going to be there. Home.
So, Zeb, what do you think? Should I go back to the installed version of OBS and see if I can capture the zoom window or no?
Not if you're on 1904, because you won't have NVENC.
Oh, that's right.
So unless somebody can come up with a script that works, because I found 4 scripts on the internet that said how to install NVENC in Ubuntu 1904, and not one of them worked.
Yeah.
You need to compile FFmpeg
With because
and
Debian
backslash.
took it out.
Right.
Yeah. So let me just check how to do that. I actually did it once, like
Yes, it's not a 5-minute job though. That's the only problem.
No,
last week, but I don't remember what it is.
you're probably better off sticking with what you got.
Yeah, it's probably better off with the snap, as long as it doesn't crash. You know, like it crashed when I went to do the filters.
Didn't English Bob have a video on doing that back in his setting up Peppermint series?
Yep, but it doesn't work on 1904.
Oh,
None of them
I
do.
always go back to that series whenever I'm installing or re-upping my Peppermint.
Well, the good thing is, from Peppermint 1804, you don't need it because it was already built into FFmpeg. But according to Alan Pope, they have now taken it out of FFmpeg because it was causing other problems elsewhere.
Yeah, but the compile should be really easy by what I see here. All you need to do is install the header, the NV codec header, and compile FFmpeg by itself.
All right, then here's your challenge before Saturday, yeah?
And it should detect
simple instructions that do not miss out any step and don't use words like install the NVENC header. What are you talking about? I want line by line instructions that I can follow. Don't make any assumptions that I know what you're hinting at. So if we're going to go from A to M, I don't want to see K, B, and F missing, because you know what you're talking about and I don't. And that's what so many technical, clever people do. They go, oh yeah, do this, and this. And they've missed out 14 this is in between because they know what they're talking about.
Just saying, that's what it says here.
Yeah. And you can read that and you understand what it's talking about. I look at that and think, well, what do you mean NVENC headers?
Did you read the chat, Seth?
I could test it out when I install Ubuntu.
There you go.
Install Calculate again and you'll get OBS Studio with NVENC without any problems.
Oh, Serge, behave.
That's really good. But I can also do Salient OS, which is 500 times easier to use than Calculate OS. And Surge is probably 50% quicker. And I challenge you to run anything quicker than Salient OS, whether you've compiled all your software or not. Let's wait for him to accept that challenge and I'll carry on searching for this kernel.
Harsh, but fair.
I love this bit. I always go back to Serge's definition of an average user. Yeah. It's like saying Pizzaland is an average user. He's not. The kid's a genius.
Yep.
So when he's talking about stuff, I'm sitting there going, what? Your average user can't do that stuff. Sorry.
Sadly, I'm the same boat here. I'm really smart for this stuff. Kinda 6 years of schooling does that to you.
Yeah.
Serge acts like I know what I'm doing, and I'm still just a beginner with some old school tricks.
Yeah, some of those old school tricks though do come in handy.
Oh, you know it.
Salient OS is getting put on a USB rated as we speak.
Here we go. I found that kernel. I said it to begin with Z, didn't I? XANMOD, Zanmod. That was the one I was using.
That's not a Z.
Yeah, XAN. It sounds like Zan, doesn't it? Zan, Z. But
it works.
Yeah. Oh, I think they've had their page trashed. You go to zanmod.org, and you end up on pt.org Brazil.
Zeb, Linux Paul has a question for you in chat.
It will do if Mark follows my request, but thankfully you don't have to because Snap works so well. And the wonderful Mr. Alan Pope has created a Snap for all you ETS and ATS people out there. Sudo Snap install OBS minus studio space -- candidate, and you get version 21 of OBS, which works with ETS and ATS. But yes, Mark is going to look at seeing if he can compile FFmpeg with NVENC. But it's not a promise for version 10, which will be out very, very shortly, unless we find some massive bugs.
Zeb, do a Google search on Zanmod SourceForge, because they've got current sources and current releases up on their SourceForge page.
I just sent the link in the Zoom chat too. It seems to be the right place.
Say that again.
I just sent a link in the Zoom chat, which seems to be the right place. What you're talking about, ZenMod.
Yeah, you see, this is really bit. I click on that link.
Yeah.
And I've been taken to pt.org.brazil.
Really? That's weird.
And it says, do I want to translate it?
It's fine for me.
Now, let me just turn off.
Are you running your VPN?
I was just about to say, let me just the VPN.
He's running English and he's running Windows and he has a virus.
No, don't do stuff like that. Where are we? Where's my ZanMod? I found the SourceForge page, but let me click on that link again.
Yeah, the website's fine, Zeb.
Yeah, it looks good here.
Now it's fine. It's actually private internet access that's mucking it up somehow.
Interesting.
What were you using as your exit point?
I've no idea. I just installed a private internet access client and ask it to connect me to Manchester or whatever.
Meanwhile, somewhere in Brazil.
Yeah, that's what it. So I've got auto connect on. So instead of doing auto connect, let me go connect to the Netherlands, because this is always fun, because then I get Dutch search results come up.
One question, guys. What do you use on Linux to make ISOs, ISO on USB?
Etcher.
DD.
SUSE image writer.
Yeah.
All are good choices.
I use what comes with Peppermint, which is Mint installs.
Yep. Use DD.
What's the Fedora one? Media something.
Don't do SDA when you do DD.
No.
Well, just DD it.
I take it you've done that then, Rocco.
No, but I've known people who've done it.
There's a reason they call it Disk Destroyer, right?
I definitely won't use Disk Destroyer.
No, I used to.
DD Rescue as well. I mean, depending.
Well, Etcher is just the front end for DD.
It is.
I used to use DD all the time.
It works every time for me.
Yeah, it's never failed.
SUSE image writer is flawless.
It is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is. I agree.
But you can't always install that though on every system.
Right.
Which is why I boot into Windows and use Rufus.
Oh.
Yeah, Rufus works.
Same here.
Pre-installed, by the way. Just saying.
The only thing I don't like about Etcher is it's turned into Berliner Etcher or whatever it's called, and it's got adverts in it now.
Yeah, a lot of them too.
That does my head in.
Zeb, do what I did. Downgrade.
You know what I just figured out?
Yeah.
I hate the new version.
I just figured out that I've been using Wi-Fi this whole time for the stream.
No, that might have had something to do with why you were having stream problems.
Because remember I said I switched my cable over to this machine to install Ubuntu. Well, that was just like 4 minutes ago or before the stream. So I've been using.
It's been working well on Wi-Fi then.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, especially even downloading Salient. Hey, Silent, I'm still getting this pop-up. In the live disk, anyway.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
What, your thing where your network card just goes disconnect, 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 disconnect?
Yeah.
Very strange.
I'd share my screen, but I can't. On the other one.
I don't get any of that. Oh, what?
You could share the screen. Just put it in front of the webcam.
What's your network hardware? What motherboard have you got?
The laptop one.
Asus ROG something or other.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look it up here. Don't remember exactly what it is.
So what's the USB writer on? I would say on Ubuntu, but I'm on Budgie. So what am I asking Dan for? Okay, forget that one.
Don't use the one on Ubuntu; it's broken.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ouch.
It's actually the KDE one.
All right.
But apparently it's got a problem. There's a workaround though.
What is it on KDE? KDE ISO something?
Yeah, what's the name of it? I can't remember.
Oh, I'll have to use Belena. Here we go. Ugh, I hate this thing. Select image.
All right, I'm going to put it in the Zoom chat there, son.
I always panic with Etcher because I have a 8 terabyte drive installed as well. And I'm sure one day I'm just going to go flash to the 8 terabyte drive.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
I will cry if that happens.
GB, GB, same thing.
That's not the... Let's see. Hold on. I have a Wi-Fi card in there. It wouldn't be connected to that. It would be to the card, I would think. Gotta find out which card I got.
Wow, that's got some USB slots on that thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a bad motherboard. The only problem is the BIOS on it's terrible.
What's wrong with it?
It's not been updated in I don't know how long, and it takes forever. Post. Forever. Half the time when I try to go into it, I get a black screen because it's a UEFI BIOS.
Well, it's not mission critical now, so you could try updating it.
What do you mean, updating the motherboard?
Updating the BIOS.
The BIOS.
Oh yeah, no, it's up to date. It is. I've already up.
Oh, okay.
It's up to date. It's just not working right. So
right. Because I updated my main machine here, and I was really panicking about it because the last time I did it, I balked it. But I've cut my boot time down by half now. This thing can go from OS to OS in 45 seconds, and that's a complete cycle of a reboot. I love it.
Is there a way to tell what Wi-Fi card I would have in here from?
INXI space -F.
LSPCI will work too.
Yeah, but that comes with a lines at about 4 million.
It does. You can grab that down probably, but whatever. Here's.
Come on.
Yes, it tells me mine is an Intel Ethernet i219V E1000E, whatever that is.
Yeah, but is that the Ethernet? Because there's an Ethernet port on the motherboard, and then there's the.
What? How is the Wi-Fi card connected?
PCI.
And PCI, and probably search for wireless. Try piping it through grep wireless.
There you go, talking wiki again.
Yeah, exactly.
So
where am I piping what to?
Yeah, where you've got Rocco and I, you've got to go LSPCI space bar.
Zeb, he's not the guy to make those directions. I'm telling you now, not going to happen.
Something like that, like what
there
me
you go, Rocco in
wrote.
chat, in Zoom chat. That's it.
Well, the other would probably work.
Yeah, I had a guy just like you in one of the old companies I used to work for, and the things he could do with grep and awk was just, I mean, he could do something in about 3 minutes that'd take me 4 hours on access to extract data from a massive big database. I could get there eventually, but then I'd Paul write me a script and it'd be like 30 seconds later, yeah, try that. Bosh, done.
Well,
There you go. It tells me exactly the same thing. What you just said there tells me exactly the same thing that I've got in IronXI, which is why I love IronXI.
It is good stuff. It all depends on what you have installed, I guess.
Yeah. And I found, now the question is, did I write it down? Knowing me, no. Because I found.
Just dropped you something in chat, YouTube chat.
Yeah. Yeah, either one of those will work.
Great. Let's see what's to update. Oh, Arch.
So it doesn't give you the brand or anything, it just says Broadcom. DCM 4360.
Broadcom. That's the
problem.
Yeah,
problem.
That is a problem.
That's a firm that's notoriously bad with Linux.
I know you guys probably know this anyway, but I found a fantastic IronXI command the other day. Just put --R and it just tells you all the sources that you're connected to.
Sweet.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that is nice. That's super slick.
So you can immediately see whether or not you're going to have duplicates, because the worst one for doing that is Google. You install the Google Chrome deb and it inserts itself into about 4 different places, and then you get all these things coming up from sudo update thing, and you have to go and hunt them down. There you go. Serge has done it for you as well in the chat. A different one.
So LSPCI didn't give you the hardware description, Rocco?
It did. It was just in the middle of everything. And I didn't know which one it was, because there's the network controller and then there's
It should indicate whether it's a wireless network adapter or Ethernet.
Yeah.
Well, if I did the command that Serge put in for wireless and the network, but I'm pretty sure there was Wi-Fi. There's Wi-Fi on the board and Wi-Fi.
Well, have you got a separate wireless card in there as well as?
Yes.
All right, so you may need to disable your on-board wireless, and they could be conflicting.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it's switching quickly like that, that would indicate that it's trying to connect to both, and it's switching between them rapidly.
Right.
There, I just sent you through Telegram little blurb, or actually still sending, but
because Salient has the Broadcom WLDKMS installed and B43FW cutter, and that should resolve most Broadcom problems.
Let me boot into the BIOS if I can.
It looks like it's switching rapidly between devices there to me.
All right, guys, it's been fun, but I got to jump off.
All right, Dan.
Okay, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for testing it with us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been good.
See you, brother.
Yep.
So what are we now? We're Monday, so that means we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Rocco to muck it up.
Let's.
What kind of IRC client do you guys use?
I don't.
Rocco, what about you?
Tmux and ERC.
XChat.
hex chat on the rare times I go on IRC.
I invoke IRC through a TMUX session, keeps it running then.
I suppose I should actually go back to overclockers.com and find out what my IRC handle was.
But if you want to keep it simple, Big Pod, just do hex chat.
Yeah, might actually make some overcomplicated setup for myself.
Go IRC then.
You sound just like Michael. If there's something that can be done complicated, Michael will choose that route.
Does it Yahoo?
Who buys a 96 key keyboard that's got no key letters on it?
Ridiculous.
It's a block of 16 square and he's got 4 layers deep that mean different things. So he's memorized which shortcut each of the 96 keys does.
Ouch.
One of his passwords is 256 characters long.
Mine are just from 32 to 64 characters.
And he's memorized them. Really?
Ow.
Yes, really.
I mean, if it's going to be something that's really important to me, then I let Bitwarden come up with its own obscure, unique password.
I let my LastPass do all the work.
Same thing. Yeah. If it's on my local machine, it's just 4 letters. Dunk, next. And it's not next, by the way, but you know what I mean. Yeah. That's good password actually. N3XT. Oh, I like that.
Not that good, actually.
Well, the stupid thing is, you log into Windows now, and it says, "Oh, do you want to set up a pass number?" And you type in a 4-digit pass number. How can that be more secure than the cat sat on the cattle fence? Let's say if that was your password, because that's meant to be more secure than having numbers and characters and all the rest of it.
I believe it's something to do with how it is stored and all that.
Right.
So Silent, that didn't do anything. And I'm just looking at it now, and I should have thought about it when it's the wired connection that's actually dropping.
Okay.
So that is on the motherboard, I believe.
And what's that?
That would be the
that would be that. So on your laptop, it's the wired and the wireless are the two conflicting.
Well, I disabled the onboard Wi-Fi.
Oh, right. Okay. And it's still doing it.
And it's still doing it. Yeah.
All right.
Have you tried rebooting now that you've disabled that?
On my laptop,
That's what I just did.
Can have wireless and wired running at the same time. They don't conflict.
I usually do as well, but I just trying it for purposes.
I sometimes have them connected to different networks. I have them connected to the servers running in my room most of the time. Not right now.
See, I'm lucky. I don't have to use wireless at all because my router's in my room, so I've just got cables going to all PCs.
My switch is in the lower floor on the other side of the house.
Ah, right.
And I'd have to run a long cable, plus I don't know how to get a cable into this floor.
Drill.
Yeah, but drill. There used to be a hole somewhere, but the great ISP, when they put fiber into that hole, they put some box on that hole, so I can't get to that hole anyway.
Do you own your own house?
Yes.
Okay.
Not me.
Yeah, well, drill works great.
Yeah. Drill works great. Just my father would kill me.
Right, I'll be back in a minute.
And don't know where cables are and all that, so I can't just use drill.
No, I hear you.
That's the specs on the motherboard, so that shows you the LAN. It's an Intel.
One day I will just take that cable my sister uses for
Okay,
TV
got
and
it.
splice it in half.
Yeah.
We have an IPTV here, and I use before ISP got here, I put the cable into her living room, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just splice it, half of it for my own use. Done that before.
Silent, you're the guy I want to ask this question to as well. I have my Logitech speaker system that's old as dirt, but it's a really nice speaker system and it still works. 5.1.
So 5.1?
Yeah, 5.1. It's able to connect to this motherboard the links I sent you, but the new motherboard, it doesn't have the 3 connectors on the back. So how do I get...
What connectors does it have on the back?
I forget.
It's probably 7.1 now, isn't it? Actually, I can look.
I could look online. Yes, huh?
Oh, well, I've got the specs here for your... Oh, no, that's a different board, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different board. Let me grab the specs here and get the motherboard.
What CPU do you have in the new computer?
An i9.
i9.
So you didn't go the way of DT and went for Ryzen.
Nope.
That traitor.
Let's see. Where is the motherboard? It is a... No, it's an AS Rock D390 Phantom Gaming 4.
What about the GPU? NVIDIA?
Oh yeah, 2080.
Nice. That one has a great NVENC support. And coder is, I heard it's great.
It is now.
Or it will be when you get it running.
No, it's running now. So it has 7.1 sounds on it, but it's only got three ports on the back. One for a microphone, I guess a headphone, and then a blue input.
Couldn't you use a line in? Oh, that would be line out.
No, you want line out.
Yeah, you want line out.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of connectors would I need to connect the 5.1 surround speakers to that?
There is a connector you can get, which I take it on the 5.1. You got 3, haven't you? You got 3 leads.
Yeah. Yep.
3 jacks.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a green, an orange, and a black.
Yes, exactly.
There is a connector you can get. I forget the name of it now. So I think I've got the same system as you.
I just put
the 5.1.
I just put the link in the Zoom chat for the new motherboard.
Awesome.
Huh, that's a line in, yeah. Couldn't use that.
Oh, it's ALK 892. Okay.
Oh wow, not as many USBs though on that one.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
But you have the Type C, so that's a plus.
But what I did was I ended up from before buying a powered USB 4 port, so I just plugged that in and gained an extra couple. But what would I use the USB-C for?
I have a hard drive that I can plug in with Type C.
Really?
And also, if you've got the right type of computer and the right type of monitor, you can actually daisy chain USB-C from the computer to the first monitor, from the first monitor to the second monitor, and it's connected.
In most of the time, Type-C by itself can run a monitor, but okay.
Oh,
You
that,
Without
also have
actually
Type
being
C,
Thunder,
Type C1,
Thunderbolt.
Type C2, Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt 2.
Yeah.
that's what Adam
They're
was
all
talking
the same
about.
shape
You
and
have
feature.
to know what Type-C you actually have.
Exactly.
You have Gen 1, Gen 2, so basically you have the high-speed one, so you could probably plug in everything that isn't Thunderbolt into it. I have just Gen 1, so I can plug in 3.0 and lower.
My understanding now is USB-C actually does what USB originally promised. Do you remember when they said you could daisy chain 256 applications off of one USB port?
Yes.
Well, didn't work.
Depending on what generation of USB it uses and what version of USB.
But even right in the beginning, they said, "Oh, USB plug and play.
Yeah.
Here's 50 applications. Let's just plug them all in." And they, do they hell? Did never work from day one. But USB-C in our offices now, all of our new laptops that we're being given are USB Type-C. We come out of the laptop into the back of the monitor, which goes into the back of the next monitor.
Yeah.
So it's just off of one cable. It's brilliant.
Probably have Thunderbolt, not USB.
No, it's USB-C.
Yeah,
Well, Thunderbolt
connector.
has the same connector.
Connector is different than protocol. It is. Protocol is you have either have USB 3 or Thunderbolt.
It's definitely not a Thunderbolt. It's a USB-C. 100%. I've seen
No.
Thunderbolt uses
connectors are actually
USB-C.
the same. It's the internal wiring in them that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay.
Thunderbolt uses Thunderbolt 3 specifically uses Type-C connector as a base.
Just sent you a message there, Rocco.
Yeah, no one's ever mentioned the word Thunderbird at work in any of the technical chats we've had. So I'll double check when I go in on Tuesday.
Not bird, Thunderbolt.
Thunderbird. Oh, Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what the old Mac connector was, or whatever it was that came.
That's the connection, not the connector. Connector was it used to use DisplayPort, mini DisplayPort. Now it uses Type-C, and it is Intel technology that was developed in collaboration with Apple. Had to listen for 4 hours about Thunderbolt and USB, so I know a lot.
Yeah.
And then I had to write a test about it, so I know I have to know a lot about it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, sometimes you sadly know more about it than professor.
See you later, Serge. Thanks for coming along, mate. You know we love you, even though we do like ribbing you.
That's because it's fun
Mm-hmm.
and easy.
And I've just remembered, if Lama Linux is around, NVENC, the issues with that, I was talking about Peppermint 11. Peppermint 10 won't suffer it because it's still based upon 1804.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, Tyler, one more question I have for you. Window decorations. Oh, they're working. All right, never mind. I got it. I'm on.
Have you installed it already?
Yeah.
So what distro are you using? Salient?
I'm going to be installing Salient.
Salient KDE version.
Rowdy robot, baby.
Rowdy robot all the way. By the way, I've just built that package. That driver will be included in the next build. That should resolve your Ethernet issue there.
Silent, forgot to ask. Do you have any additional repos yourself, or
no?
Just mainline Arch?
Just mainline Arch.
Okay.
Did you like that little image I sent you yesterday, Silent?
I loved it. It was perfect.
It's just like a little robot laid down flat when it like sunbathing or something.
It was excellent. All right, let's include that package. I do want to get an online repo though for the custom AUR, so I can just push package updates. It's going to be a lot easier.
I'll add it
rather than going through the whole reinstall thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking at GitLab have an auto build system.
Yeah, but it is, I believe the problem is it uses, I couldn't get it running myself because it uses what is called Kubernetes, and sometimes, and I couldn't get a make package work on that.
But the clever guys at Chakra OS have implemented an auto build system that utilizes GitLab CI system to build package files.
Nice.
PKG build files.
I tried but couldn't get it running, so now I use kinda, I'm gonna be hated for that, but I use Microsoft's solution.
I mean, I could just upload updated packages, on SourceForge, and you can just download those and install them.
Yeah. I personally have my own build system on one of the servers, so I don't have to.
That's what I'd like to do, is get a build system, and it can generate the ISOs once it's built, all that would be nice.
I hate that having to update AUR packages. So what I did, I have a one server I had that was a bit not used, so I installed on there. I don't know, I believe it was Ubuntu as a base to KVM to distros, and this was to OS. I had Windows to host Azure Server Express, and on other I have Arch just to run, just to make packages.
Nice.
And I use Microsoft solution because I found it works the best, and it's all in one solution from repositories to whole pipelines. CI/CD, for my opinion, it works the best out of all I tried. Gives me least problems. And at four cores, and it builds okay.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I'm looking at that now.
Right, well, I'm going to have to bow out now because I've got work at 8 o'clock in the morning and it's nearly 10 o'clock at night here. So
Is it already? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I need my beauty sleep. So I'll catch you later. Thanks for the stream again, Rocco. It was marvelous.
Yeah, it wasn't intended, but it worked out.
Yeah, and we've covered a lot of things. So it's been good.
We did.
See you later.
All right, Zeb. See
Take
ya.
care, Zeb.
Take care, Zeb.
I'm going to be getting off soon anyway.
Yeah, I have to too. 10 hours is too short a time. I got to head to Indy and be there by 8 a.m.
Uh-oh.
So I got to sleep.
Right?
Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah.
I got a whole 4 hours last night before I had to drive 11 hours. So I kind of need to get some tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, you do, dude. Yeah, you do. You got to be safe, brother.
Yeah, I will. It's usually, my outbound runs. I never get enough sleep at home because I always stay up too late doing crap on my computer. So the only time I get a full night's sleep is in my truck.
Right. Yep.
So thank you, and I will talk to you all later this week.
All right, man. See you Saturday.
See ya.
Take care, Dreaming Wolf.
Take care.
Okay, rebuilding the ISO now.
Are you really?
I am, yeah.
How long is it going to take to upload?
That shouldn't take long, like half an hour.
About 30 minutes, yeah.
All right, you send me a message as soon as it's uploaded.
Well, I mean, you've installed that driver now, have you?
Well, I don't have it installed yet. I was in the process of install.
Yeah, do that and reboot and it'll be fine. Or it should be, because that's the driver that supports your card or your onboard Ethernet. It's good to know because that's hardware I wasn't aware about, aware of.
Right.
So it's good that that was failing. All feedback is good feedback, positive or negative, I'm just a bit dubious about the maintainer. His name's Serge.
Rocco, how's driver for GPU treating you?
It's perfect, dude. It works perfect. I didn't even do anything for screen tearing in Pop OS. Like, just use the Pop OS ISO, and I didn't do anything for screen. It just doesn't have it. And this stream proves that it doesn't have anything because there's none.
That's interesting. I'll have to have a look at that.
So this drive has my elementary install and my Arch Plasma install. Gonna be wiped out.
You got a spare drive, so you don't trash them?
I'll install over them, dude.
Fair play.
There goes the Arch install.
So what driver were you having to install? I mean,
E1000E for the Intel. Which one is it? I have to go back to the chat.
Oh, so your wired card doesn't work?
It was not. It's not that it wasn't. I guess it wasn't. Not that it wasn't working. It was just deactivating, connecting, deactivating, connecting constantly, like every second.
Which distro was that on?
Salient.
Yeah, I had the same problem actually.
Yeah, it was an Intel driver, which I hadn't included. So now I've included the E1000E Intel driver for the more modern boards, and that should resolve the issue now.
Okay.
And you can grab that with Yay. Just do Yay space dash capital S E1000E dash DKMS.
So why don't I have that problem on Vanilla Arch?
Not sure. Maybe they include that driver.
So you get that fixed, so it should work on my little lappy, huh? Silent.
I'm not sure. What depends on what hardware you've got. So I'm being quite specific about what firmware I include. I don't know if Arch in general, they're just being more generalized with what firmware they allow.
You said it was E1000E as in Echo?
Yeah, E1000E dash DKMS.
Okay, I already have the E1000E.
Okay.
Well, I do DKMS, so it compiles against any kernel you've got.
Well, no, it's like it was already loaded. Like I didn't have to install anything specific.
Oh, right. Okay. So they've included it already then.
Yeah.
Well, I've added it to Salient now, so that should be good.
So how would I go in and look up my do you need like a chipset, or what do you need for that info?
Just do a LSPCI in the terminal.
And find Ethernet or network. What are we under Ethernet? It should be. There is in group chat. There is a command from Silent Robot you can use to easily find it.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I got to install a package. Okay.
I just blew away my Arch install.
Why?
Brave man.
I would say something else, man, but okay.
Yeah. It is.
Done goofed.
It'll be all right.
I have like two different backups.
What, you did the wrong partition, did you?
No, I did the partition I wanted to do.
Interesting. So you wanted to keep Solus. Interesting.
Whatever, dude.
Okay, silent. It says told me to put in an LSPCI. It tells me Intel Corporation's second generation core processor family, DRAM controller revision 9. Does that mean anything to you?
Ethernet controller.
In the output, in the output there, you're looking for Ethernet or wireless controller.
Or network. Ethernet,
network.
wireless, or network.
Yeah.
These three. Probably Ethernet or network.
Okay, 16.0 communication controller, Intel Corporation 6 Series C200 series chipset family MEI controller number 1 revision 4. Is that?
Can you repeat that, please, Gnostic?
Okay, hold on. The whole everything?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, communication controller space Intel Corporation 6 Series C200 series chipset family MEI controller number 1 #1 whatever.
Okay.
Revision 4. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff in there, but you know your way around better than I do. There's a whole bunch of other information behind it too. So
I did that. Did that. Okay.
I could just send you a friggin' copy of my user's manual.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, give me a second. I'll send it through the chat. Give me a second here. Oh, I got it stuck on a stick over here. I just did a new install of Mint, so I haven't put it on the drive yet. There's no way to do file transfers through this, is there? Or I could just send you it's EliteBook 8460p PDF, but yeah, whatever.
Just copy the whole PDF.
Right. No, I mean, is there
chat?
I'll tell you what you could do, Gnostic. If find your machine on Amazon or something and just send me that link.
Or if it's HP, better
or the
HP.
manufacturer's website.
I got the PDF right here. I could send the whole PDF through the friggin' chat.
But select the whole text and tell it the text.
I'll just find it on the
Crash Zoom.
I'll send you a link.
That would be a good test.
No, it's just like some of the old ones. You used to be able to send files through, in some of the chat programs. But yeah, I'll just find it online and send you a link.
I got a question for you guys, and whoever's in the chat can answer as well. How do you guys feel about cases on phones? Is it essential?
Yes.
Yes or no, depending on who you are. If you are someone like me who drops the phone all the time, yes. But I have military style then. But if you're someone normal, then no need to use it.
I think the bigger question is what screen protector?
Yeah.
They recommend like
tempered glass ones?
Yeah, and I just have a problem with the tempered glass ones all like with interacting with the phone then.
Yeah, I've never used a screen protector. I've only broken one phone in the entire time that I've ever owned a phone.
I just have a flip cover on mine. So the phone sits in the base and just flip cover, protect the screen.
I hate that.
It works.
But I hate that.
Because I think I'm gonna go crazy and use my phone without a case.
Wow. That is crazy, dude.
I
it's too
used
sexy
to
for that.
use my old one for a year like that.
What was that, Adam? It's too sexy to not.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking of using my phone without a case. But I'm still kind of thinking that I should.
I got insurance on the phone. I'm good.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I once met a sad man who didn't buy insurance on his phone and he dropped it the minute he stepped out of the store.
Oof.
That's bad.
Yeah.
It's like getting in a car accident right after you drive off the lot or something. It's just like, man.
Basically.
Except in this case, it's always your own fault instead of someone else's.
He was trying to put what's it called? SIM card in, and he dropped it.
All right, gents, I got to run. I thank you for coming to the stream and helping me out test things. Thank you, Silent.
Running is not good.
No problem.
Walk, don't run.
I can finally stream Rocket League now. Yeah.
You are connected on that other machine, though, aren't you?
Yes.
Could you not just disable the notification for that for now?
I could. Yes. I don't know what that would affect as far as like connection.
It's just a notification whether it has or hasn't connected. And if the connection's there and it's stable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's stable. I'm just
okay.
I would assume that it is.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
All right. Well, thanks for the stream, Rocco.
Yes.
I found this way to send the file, but it's over on the drive.
See, Colin's got a good point there, Adam.
Yeah,
Broken sexy looks no good.
Yeah. Just,
yeah.
You know.
What's the structure of the phone? Is it glass?
Yeah, it's glass and stainless steel.
Oh, fair play. Brave man.
Yeah.
What's that? Is it an iPhone?
10s, yeah.
Oh, blasphemy.
I have a sign for you, but
on that note, I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too. Ew.
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Later.
All right. Take care, guys.